In January of 2007, the AIM Institute partnered with Creighton University to develop a new index measuring the vitality and economic health of the Nebraska labor market. That new index was a ratio of career-linked job postings and the Nebraska unemployment rate. The 2007 and 2008 period was a period of relatively strong economic growth in Nebraska as well as the rest of the nation. And the WorkForce Index did a very good job of posting that strong labor market in which the employer had a strong demand for employees and job postings on CareerLink was high. Meanwhile, in the general economy, unemployment continued to be low. A national recession took place in 2008 and 2009. And the WorkForce Index documented that very difficult job market. Employer postings were down, and unemployment in Nebraska, as well as the rest of the country, was up. To increase the value of the WorkForce Index from the reader's perspective, we've decided to map that index against other measures of economic activity. One of those measures is Creighton University's Index of Mid-America Business Expectations. The other measure is the change in the U.S. gross domestic product. To facilitate that change, the WorkForce Index has been changed to a base of 50. Well, how has it all worked now? Since 2007, both regional and national economies have gone through significant changes. In 2007, the economy was robust. Employment was high, unemployment was low. Then we entered into, in 2008 and 2009, the deepest and longest recession we've seen in the U.S. economy in 70 years. And since that time, there's been a very anemic recovery. The Mid-America Business Expectations Index by Creighton University tracked those changes very closely. Meanwhile, the WorkForce Index also tracked those changes very closely. However, the magnitude of the change was much greater for the WorkForce Index than it was for the Mid-America Business Expectations. Monthly variations show that the WorkForce Index also is a lagging indicator. A lagging indicator in the labor markets suggests that when the economy slows, employers will be slow to lay off workers. On the other hand, when the economy recovers, the employer tends to be slow to add new employees as they increase the productivity of their existing workforce. As a result of these economic forces and these indices, since the mid-80s, the WorkForce Index has been below 50. The index value below 50 during the recession and the recovery suggests a very difficult and tough market from the job seeker's perspective. Now, looking at the most recent numbers, as of November 30th, the WorkForce Index stood at 40.8. It's a decline from 46.3 just a month earlier. However, if you look throughout the whole year of 2011, the WorkForce Index ranged between a low of 20 and 35. Thus, the index value of 40, while low, is not as bad as it was during the first 3 quarters of the year. As we look to the future, it's going to be very interesting to continue to track both the WorkForce Index and the Creighton Mid-America Business Expectations Index. If the economy should recover and we should get a robust growth as measured by changes in gross national product being in the 4 to 5% range, like we have historically seen after recessions, then it will be very interesting to see how the Midwest labor market responds to that increased and more robust economy. If, however, the economy continues to be very anemic, as it has been in the last 3 years, it is quite likely that we're going to continue to see a very difficult and tight labor market here in Nebraska and throughout the Midwest. While it's tight and difficult, it's not nearly as tight and difficult as the Rust Belt states and either the East or the West Coast. Also, as we look at these data in future months and future reports, we'll look at individual components of the labor market to see how they have changed as we move through time.